Over at Ivy's house, she has a Pebble Beach red with black exterior. Even the engine cover is red from the factory. The black headlights that other people desire, and gorgeous red interior, red Lexus logo. Very beautiful. And it is a Pebble Beach, as you can see right here. And we are going to check all of her fluids and see how her car is doing. Let's check this one. Okay, very low on coolant. Let's fill that up. And here we go, spilling some. It's fine. Whatever. That's what paper towels are for. Let's see where we're at now. Okay, we're full. Perfect. Let us check the other important fluids. Let's check the brake fluid. We'll shine the light into here. Just a sec, you're not going to be able to see me for a minute. I cannot see the level on this thing. I hope it's not that low, or it's just extremely full. I'll check that one in a minute when I'm off the phone. Okay, this one can be a pain in the ass. Her power steering fluid is relatively easy to see. Let's see. It is at the absolute, barely higher than top in cold. This car has not been running in a long time, so you've got your low and your high when your vehicle is cold. If you have just driven your vehicle, then you would go by this one. This would be your low and this would be your high. That looks fine. That is very sad to me. I was hoping that steering fluid was low, because her steering rack sounds like garbage. So, worst case scenario, her power steering rack is going bad, and I do not want that for her, because that would be expensive. But yeah, I'm gonna double check this brake fluid when I get a chance, and let's see, we'll check the basics oil level. Let me see if I can put you down somewhere. About here. That might work. Okay. Clean this off. Yes, I use my fingers. I'm not going to eat it, but, you know. If you don't know how to check oil, you need to clean it off the first time you pull it out. You stick it back in all the way to the bottom without the car running. Pull it back out and check the level. This one is ever so barely below full. Just fine. There's cross thatching on here that helps you see it better. It's just not going to show up very well on camera probably. But it is not black oil. Black oil is not a guaranteed indicator that it's time to replace it, but it is a sign that it hasn't been replaced in a while. And anything different than black oil means that it is definitely not all used up, because newer oil will look more like vegetable oil. I got to test her battery with a battery tester, and we'll check her air filter, see how that's doing. Some basic, very easy things to do. Air filter works fine. Give it a shake and knock out some extra debris, but otherwise, no big deal on that one. Got a couple of leaves in here. Don't hit it so hard that you deform it, but this also looks like a Denso. Oh yeah, it's a Denso, Toyota Denso. This is a very high quality filter, so she is not at risk of letting too much debris through or starving her engine of air, which would rob her of a little bit of performance for no reason. A factory spec filter is optimized for airflow. A K&N, for example, that some people like to put in, may get you a small horsepower boost, maybe, at the very big expense of letting a lot more dirt through, like literally 5 times as much dirt, so it's not a good trade-off. Let's see, this is got amber tail lights, so it is a 5-speed transmission. So that means I can get this dipstick out of here for the transmission fluid. But I can't check that right now, which is way down here. You need to check transmission fluid with the engine running to have the proper level. Also clean that one, then check it again and see what level it's at. So there's some basics of things that you can check on this particular vehicle and most vehicles in general that are good things to check. Add to the video I just made about checking things. Being that we know that she has a noisy steering rack, there are a couple of things further to do, because it's not like, oh, the fluid's high enough, the whole steering rack needs to be replaced. No, not necessarily. Obviously, we're not going to go just shotgunning parts. That's stupid. So the next step that I would suggest is we go take it to a professional place and have it flushed. We want to get all that stuff out of it. It does look pretty dark. It's probably never been flushed. And hopefully all that's happening is the fluid is just broken down and it's cavitating, which means that there's air in the system that's trapped, and that's what's making the noise. That's ideal, you know, because then the power steering rack would not necessarily be bad. Worst case scenario is the steering rack is bad. But even if it was bad, it works just fine right now. So we would drive it into the dirt until it's not. Because why replace it if it's working and it's just noisy, unless you have the money to replace it right away. So that's the next step. Get it flushed. It's also possible that somebody stuck the wrong fluid in it. This power steering rack calls for Dexron 3. That back when this car was made, that was pretty up to date. But now there are Dexron 6 available. So you see Dexron 6 from like Valvoline, is a very good brand, in a regular auto parts store like AutoZone. I recommend they get that one. That is better than Dexron 3. It's got better viscosities, better temperature ratings, and it's fully backwards compatible. You can top it up without flushing out. And whichever place that was going to do the flush, I would insist that they use at least a Dexron 6 and not anything inappropriate, because I will drill them about what kind they put in there. We are not putting something that is not spec inside of that thing. It's very important.